on the other basketball going about this at all.
That you don't have any 5:30 or earlier than normal to battle through right now. It's just so many times do things and a challenge in a game that, especially on the girls' side, it's kind of always been, the Jaguars have had their way, but it's thing that goes into the
against Johnston. Both of those Ankeny shot are. You don't have, I guess the.
I showed up down in a private gym here in town, so these kids are out. These are driven kids, and they work hard at their craft, and they're fun to watch.
Cleo Murray.
The post presence here is that
come back tonight. It'll start. If this becomes meet, Andy, Ankeny's gonna have a.
They will, but that's kind of how they hold that tempo. You see, Smith sisters leading the way for Ankeny. They're going to want to kind of push for the Hawks.
And the Hawkettes lost to Johnston 70-60. That was back on Thursday. Lost to Dowling 77-27, and their last victory came on the 7th of January with a 62-45 win at Ottumwa. Whereas Centennial, they have won 3 straight until the game against Urbandale on Saturday. So we have a boy-girl doubleheader. We'll get into the boys' game as the night wears on, but that one should be just an absolute fantastic. A lot of people going to be watching tonight for that one.
Yeah, and you can see it's already starting to fill in right now. And Coach DeYoung has said this, and he's told us this before, that in a game like this, these girls are going to be playing, there will be a lot of schools around the country that would love to play in an atmosphere that these ladies will play in front of tonight, and that carries over to the boys' game where no love lost between the two schools, the battles in all the different sports, and that's the same on both the girls and guys' side, but just a really special atmosphere that'll take place here throughout the evening.
All right, we'll have your keys to the game, the starting lineups, and all the pregame festivities in just a moment. You're watching high school basketball. This is CISM.TV.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords. During the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges. And up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Crosstown rivalry tonight. The Ankeny Hawkettes and the Centennial Jaguars doing battle tonight inside Ankeny Centennial High School, and the Hawkettes are on the road, Andy. They are the ones who we get to find out what are their key.
Get a chance for a few cheap buckets in the also about them that they can score from anywhere. And in the third one, it's a rivalry game. Play loose. It's something these girls, they all grow up playing against each other, playing with each other. So just play loose as they go about this game tonight.
And if you are Centennial, what are their keys to the game,
well,
Andy?
Likewise, find the pizzas on that side as well and stop them. That's a key. And Coach DeYoung there's no one better of taking out your leading scorer, your best player, than Coach Scott DeYoung. But they've got a couple of them over for Ankeny. We'll see how they counter that tonight. And also then play to win, not to lose. Again, I mentioned a rivalry game. They can't be there and let the game come to them. They've been at their best when they're attacking and hitting their outside shots. So that's going to be important tonight. And then, the Centennial was a team earlier in the year. They really struggled to take care of the basketball, and a lot of those were unforced turnovers. So they just got to value that basketball tonight, possess it, and get the most out of each possession. Too many possessions for them this year have ended with them not even getting shots. And they're not a great shooting team. They at least have to get those shots up and give themselves a chance.
And that's the thing. You talk about Scott DeYoung. This is a veteran coach who has seen pretty much everything you'd think. And I think he'd like to think he hasn't seen anything else that but this is just one of those games, Andy, where anything can happen to throw it all off. But let's get our introductions now here at Half Court.
Tonight's game will match the Hawkettes from Ankeny High against our own Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Tonight's contest is a CIML conference game. Ankeny High comes into this contest with a 5-7 record, and they are coached by Drew McAnally, and he is assisted by Seth Haggerty. Ankeny Centennial has a 6-6 record. They are coached by Scott DeYoung in his 27th season at Ankeny and his 7th season at Ankeny Centennial. He is assisted by Dave Runchy, Dennis Albertson, John Mayfield, and Andy Payne. Now, let's meet the starting lineups, starting first with our visitors from Ankeny High. Starting at a forward, a 5'8" senior, number 5, Kayla Pitts. For the Jags, at a forward, a 5'8" junior, number 2, Bella Robin. Starting at a guard, a 5'7" junior, number 12, Ellie Mashaw. And at a guard for the Jags, a 5'8" senior, number 5, number 15, senior, number 40, Meg Burns. Ladies and gentlemen, would you kindly remove your hats, turn your attention to the flag at either end of the gym as we honor America with those who support our freedom at home and abroad with the presentation of our national anthem.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Kayla Pitts, Ella Mashaw, Ellie Mashoff, Calissa Wright, Jenna Pitts, and Ashley Harrington for Ankeny, which is 5-7. Centennial at 6-6 will counter with Bella Robin, Taylor Renshie, Jackie Pippett, Cleo Murray, and Meg Burns. Paul Yeager, Andy Pollock here with you on the north side of town tonight. The Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. They are fresh off a Saturday victory. The Hawkettes off of a loss Thursday. Everything is thrown off schedule-wise, but the one good thing is Coach DeYoung says we've had a lot of quality practice.
They certainly have. I was able to see one of those earlier in the year, and it's fun to see what these coaches emphasize throughout their practice time.
Hawkettes in the road grays tonight, very dark gray. That's the freshman Pitts into the lane. Now the senior Pitts on the top, travels.
Got going a little bit too quick in their offense as they came around the top. Just got her feet moving a little bit too quick. Could hear the shuffle, shuffle, squeak on the floor.
And I thought they were going to maybe call it earlier in that sequence. I think, you can kind of see this officiating crew, which is Russ Dempster, Johnny Getting, and Jason Seahusen.
Veteran crew, seen them at a lot of big basketball games.
Burns drives, kicks. Robin blocked, and it's a foul on Calissa Wright, her first team first for the Hawkettes. Officiating, Andy, is going to be tough moving forward. Not only is it hard to find open dates to try and get these makeups in, good luck trying to find officials because they're all getting booked for extra games too.
Over and over and over again, it's tough to find officials anyway, and then you throw that in there. Ankeny comes out in a zone, and really, Ankeny not used to having a height advantage, but on the inside, Calissa Wright, probably the tallest player on the court right now. At least she matches up with Pippett. without Kiana Harris playing tonight, but she gets her first foul, so that would negate that advantage in a hurry if Wright were to get in some foul trouble.
Robin hits them both, 2-0 Jaguars. Pitts up ahead. Kayla. Harrington's trying to help out. They go back to Jenna.
It's a man-to-man defense, but man, when that ball is on the other side of the court, you see everybody for Centennial sagging off very much so. Not much respect for swinging the ball.
Right, the give and go, no good, tipped around. Grabba held by Jackie Pippett and the Jags.
Pippett's going to need a huge game tonight for Centennial. She's going to have to own that paint.
Pippett, turnaround, no good. Rebound, Hawkettes. Pitts pushes up ahead to the everybody.
So Pitt's able to beat everybody down court and got a one-on with all the momentum heading at Meg Burns.
Kayla Pitts, first shot attempt is good. Can't just write Pitts down anymore. Jaguars up ahead. The rebound. Get that ball around in a hurry. Gets it up. They got tangled, and Wright turns it over.
Bella Robin, I'm surprised they didn't call a jump ball. She had two hands on that basketball to get the block and really force the action.
Ooh. Oh, the give and go to Pippett. No good. Robin, back out Burns, three. Got it.
Great start for Bella Robin. She's done some great things just away from the ball for Centennial, and her keeping that alive right there was able to get the ball out to Burns. Bella Robin, a great start, and she's the one starting in place of Alex Kiana Harris, showing that she belongs out here.
Wright drives.
A lot of attention to the paint.
Kayla's going to think that she was kind of tied up or, just kind of messed with her momentum. But
yeah, ready for some contact and didn't really come. But you just see when that ball's on the far side of the court, everyone on Centennial's over there. If they can get that ball swinging quickly, you're going to see some open looks for Ankeny.
Pippett had Burns on the cut for a moment, or Runchie. Inside, Pippett, nice move. That is a straight 6-on-6 move for Jackie Pippett.
The up and under for Pippett, and able to go to the left hand and sneak that ball over the rim.
Biggest lead of the game is 5 for the Jaguars. Well,
snuck it past everybody.
Burns back into run. Up Pippett kicks it out.
So far, Centennial, there's a good look down low.
Wright was there for a moment. Drive. Harrington almost stole it. That was just
as soon as expecting a teammate, and no one was.
Pitts, a lot of hurry.
About a 4-inch Harrington, she got her. And the official right there, it took him, he blew the whistle a couple times, gave himself a chance to think about it, and eventually he called a jump ball.
11-2, 2:56 to play, first quarter.
Ankeny been mixing up a little man-to-man and zone defense right now. They're going to come out in 2-3 zone right now. So we had a little discrepancy at the scorer's table, but it appears it's all figured out now. I think they were wondering if this possession arrow was correct.
And now to go back to Ankeny as the Hawkettes took the opening tip.
It's interesting, Runchie running the point. I wonder if they're going to try to free up Meg Burns for a shot here.
Nice move, the floater no good by Strom, and it's a rebound for the Hawkettes.
Again, Katie Wright, just come out under control. She's long enough, she's going to alter a lot of those shots without having to come up in the air.
Harrington was trying to go to the back door for Pitts. It was beautifully read by Meg Burns.
There's a lot of open space around the high post in this 2-3 if they can get it there. Not quite that high.
They go inside to Pippett, denied.
As they get down to the corner, if they can get that opposite post to flash up, I think there's going to be some open looks.
Burns hits the three.
That's what Centennial's been lacking in some of their losses this year is the big three-point shot. You see Burns hit a couple here early tonight. But, you know, Centennial, and this kind of goes without saying, but they're a much better team when the shots are falling, obviously, than when they aren't.
Pitts drives, and she is fouled out front.
Yeah, they're going to get
I think Lizzie
Pippett.
Strom.
I think Pippett, actually, yeah. Pippett came over, and as she tried to cut her off, there was just not enough solid contact right there. And Pippett kept her hip on her the whole time, almost looked like throwing a block out there.
And for the Jaguars, number 2, Bella Robin.
There they get it down low. They haven't had too many opportunities for that. That's what Ankeny needs to start doing.
So what I was going to ask you was, so Ankeny is anticipating contact. They don't want to have that shot blocked, but do you take it to it strong? Or that's what they're doing and they're overshooting?
Well,
or
and their contact that they're anticipating is coming way out here around the top of the key. They have to figure out a way to get the ball down low, and that's when you can start to fight through the contact. But don't anticipate the contact out here around the three-point line.
There we go. Got that buzz out of the way. I'm not sure where that thing was driving me nuts.
Oh, I didn't hear a thing.
You couldn't hear it?
No.
Oh, must be. Sorry about
all right,
that.
Paul?
Yeah, I think so. 14-3. They get one free throw out of that to end the run. Burns. Her 6 points have all been 3. Street. Oh, back out. Burns was open if they would have moved it. Tipped away in that zone. Hawkettes are going to push tempo. Pitts off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Strom. Or that's Street.
That's strong.
That's Strom. There we go. Street's over here.
That's where they want to have the basketball.
Rebound, Kayla Pitts. Under a minute to play. Jenna drives, and she's fouled.
That's what they want to do, force that to the baseline, but Jenna takes it very strong and is able to get there before Street does and get the quick foul on Street.
14, Ellie Street, her first, team 4th. Substitution for the Hawkettes.
It was a 12-0 run for Centennial, Andy, after it was tied at 2. Hawkettes have got to get just good possessions.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers so far for the Hawkettes.
3, no good by Chrisman, who's into the game. And it'll be a turnover with 34.5 seconds to go. Murray will come back in. Street will go out.
Jaguars playing around a little bit here with a different sort of, not necessarily lineup, but just girls in some different positions. Again, I think they're trying to get Burns against this zone defense, to get Burns spot up on one of the edges as their best three-point shooter.
And Ankeny's got to get into some of those passing lanes, not let the pass get inside as we're under 15.
It's been a little while since Centennial's got a shot off.
Murray, not even looking to shoot. 5 seconds, drive, the tier runner goes, is good for Taylor Runchie, and that'll end the quarter.
Yeah, Runchie off to the left hand in the lane, able to kiss it off the glass, and a great ending for Centennial.
16-3, we've played a quarter. This is CISN.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Centennial used a 14-0 run to open up a 16-3 lead. This matchup with the Hawkettes and the Jaguars. Paul Yeager, Andy Pollock, quarter number 2 from Centennial High School. off of 18th Street in Ankeny. Hawkettes come back out, almost their starting 5. Oh, Ellie Mashoff is in their starting 5, right. The floater goes for Kayla Pitts.
That's what they need to do, get the ball into the lane, not settle for outside shots anymore. I think they can score inside.
If not, get them in foul trouble. It worked for the Hawkeyes on Friday night against Michigan. I don't quite see Ankeny having their own version of Luka Garza, but, you know.
Not many teams do right now in basketball.
He is having a year. It'll stay Centennial basketball. Oh, wide open was Murray. And that push won't go. Pippett is going to be whistled for the foul, as it looked like Wright had the position there.
It's going to be her second as she, two gals jockeying for position, and Wright, like you said, in much better position there.
Oh, you can't honk the horn. Yep, she can't come in. You don't get to go until the official tells you, no matter what the horn says.
Trying to get everybody's attention down there.
I guess. So Lizzie Strom will stay there and hope that Pippett doesn't pick up her 3rd foul.
Oh, they had a matchup there. Good matchup for them.
Oh, Harrington off her hand. Kayla Pitts threw a rocket.
That's there. It was a good look, but like you said, that ball had a lot of mustard on it. Coming in hot, as they say.
7 minutes to play. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Dan Holm from the Ankeny Fanatic.
Mr. Ankeny.
Dude's everywhere. Burns for 3. No. Pitts had the position. She was trying to. Kayla had her girl boxed out, just hoping somebody else would come in.
Yeah, great job by her boxing out the entire time. That ball took 2 dribbles on the floor.
Kayla pulls it out, gives it to Jenna. Harrington. Mashoff.
Those long passes, I think, are going to be better for Ankeny right now.
Trying to find Wright. The floater no good, and that is going to be saved by Murray. Runchi now with the basketball.
You see, they're doing a good job of moving the basketball, but it's always there. That's better. There we go. That's much better. They're snapping it around now. Before it was, catch, look. You got to just keep swinging it. Get that defense rotating.
And hope you find an open spot.
Right there's where they want it.
Flashing is Robin, too hard off the glass. Rebound will stay. No, it will go back to Ankeny.
Yeah, I think it went off of Strom down there. But no, that's the spot they wanted, but she doesn't need to shoot. If one dribble in, you draw up that lower part of the defense, and then you've got to look to your low post.
16-5. Kayla Pitts scored the last time down the floor, or the last score of the game. She's got the basketball. She runs, loses her footing, and Centennial gets it back. Murray, nice ball handling. Wright rips it away. It's up to Kayla.
That's where someone needs to let her know that there's a sniper coming up behind her. That happens all the way down to 3rd grade basketball. It's tough. Kind of rely on your teammates for that call.
Wide open 3, no good. From Mashoff. Centennial, the weak side board. Burns catches and shoots in momentum. Boy, looked like it looked smooth there. Oh, good battle. Bella Robin kept that alive. And then she got it to go off Ashley Harrington. It'll stay with Centennial.
Yeah, Robin's been all over the court tonight for Centennial.
Scott DeYoung to take a timeout. 16-5 here at Centennial.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
January is full of cleaning, purging, things like that. I've been doing that in my house the last couple of days. I'm glad for a game to get out of the house. I found a game that I was doing back in 1994. Here's the thing, Andy. I think I was better at doing the game then than I am now.
Well, you've arrived at this point, right? Now you kind of rest on your laurels. Back then you were trying to get your way up to this level.
That's when catchphrases were a thing. Now I try to leave those at the door. It's been all Centennial in this one, 16-5.
Now those catchphrases are just your normal everyday conversation.
Murray had to wait for it.
Good job. Good movement on the defensive side by Ankeny. They've really done a nice job. I mean,
Strom in stride and is fouled. I've learned that the game is there's more stories to the game now than it is all about points. You know, people get obsessed about fouls and numbers, but for me it's about, you know, what's the flow? Who's doing right? That's where the coaching, you know, when you get to talk to these coaches, Andy, like you and I do, you find out why did DeYoung call a timeout there? He didn't have to, but he felt that there was something that his team wasn't doing. You know, that's where I'm curious on what's happening.
Well, I really think if you see the adjustment coming out here on the offensive end of the floor, they're using a lot more skip passes. They were not doing that before because their spacing wasn't good, so they weren't really putting a whole lot of stress on the zone defense. They're trying to do that more with skip passes now and really getting Ankeny to rotate more, and they've done a nice job of it. Ankeny has.
Kayla passes it off and then gets it back, and then she's fouled. She went back and forth with Isabel Vasic.
Vasic just a little bit of a hip check.
But Chrisman.
Oh, Chrisman, okay.
Chrisman, they whistled for the foul.
Okay, interesting.
But yes, Vasic was the one who had the ball, and the same thing applied to what you said.
They changed it. They changed it to Vasic.
Okay.
Coaches immediately were up because as soon as they called it on Chrisman, or on Mashoff, excuse me, he was signaling 12.
So all right, they are going to say that foul was on Isabel Vasic.
Yep.
All right.
It was the moving screen that we saw originally.
Swung Murray, 3, no. Tipped away, Liv. Anderson helped get Burns in place, and Meg Burns with another 2.
Yeah, Burns, those long arms goes up over everyone. You mentioned the flow, and Ankeny would love to find some offensive flow right now, but just Centennial's defense has been outstanding in this one. You see the help in the hedge right there. They are all over the place. Great communication.
Mashoff with it. Harrington's really had a hard time finding a shot tonight. Boy, cross-court passes are difficult to do against Centennial.
There's a look. No, didn't take it. And look at that defense. They've been outstanding here.
Ball is on the legs, and it's going to be jump ball, and it'll go back to Centennial.
Now, great defensive possession for Centennial, and Ankeny did a good job of, continuing to swing the ball, but everywhere they were, Centennial was a beat ahead of them.
Coach McAnally for Ankeny takes a timeout at the 3:12 mark. 18-5 is your score, and it was 16-3. So it's been a 2-2 second quarter, Andy.
Well, you see, in Centennial down here has been patient. They've got the lead right now. No rush for them in this zone defense. They continue to swing the basketball, and eventually, they hope to find a good look. And down at this end, they are just smothering Ankeny. There's just no good looks right now for the Hawks as they try to swing the basketball. No one really wanting to take that penetration. I think that's what they need to do, is someone needs to take the ball and penetrate right now. I think that would give them the opportunity to get a defense in the rotation. They haven't got anybody out of position on defense, not putting any stress on it.
3 minutes, 8 seconds left to play here before halftime. And now Ankeny's extending that zone a little bit there, Andy.
A little bit more, yeah, at the top especially. But these are the right spots, the softer spots in the zone right here across the middle. Now this is where they want. They got their 2 shooters up on the edges.
Burns from the wing goes across to Murray. She goes drop into Anderson for 2.
And that's the rotation that Ankeny needs to work on getting down there. They caught the entire defense with that little bit of penetration by Murray. Got the entire defense out of position. Something as simple as that just screws everything up on the defensive end.
Pitts. Mashoff with it. Just no solid looks at the basket. Three-pointer is in and around and down for Rachel Chrisman.
Yeah, Chrisman finds herself open in the corner. Shot looked a little unconventional, but it just like she just set it into the basket. It took its time getting through the hoop.
As long as it goes down on your side, that's all that matters. The interior pass is knocked away.
Yeah, not a good pass.
Leaving at the back. Step, shoot, three. Good!
That's the way to get back in the basketball game. I mentioned penetration. They tell me I'm completely wrong. Shoot the three, knock a couple in, and that's a good way to battle yourself back into it.
Mashoff's three. And now two the other way by Burns.
That floater is awfully pretty. The long arms of Burns gets up above everybody.
Burns now with 10. She's got 10 of the Jaguars' 22 points as we approach the 1 minute mark.
Haven't seen Jackie Pippett for a while. Did she get her third or just two?
Just two. It doesn't matter when you're shooting threes with Meg Burns.
Yeah. She's playing loose tonight. She gets more confident with that three-point shot. Well, she's confident with it, but starts to knock more of them down. That makes Centennial a much better basketball team.
Mashoff gets the screen. The roll wasn't there.
There's a quick opportunity there off the transition when they're switching on defense, I think, for Ankeny to take it at the basket.
Driving and being fouled is Kayla Pitts.
I think they were going to let the contact go, and then just at the very end, they were just a little bit too much and really caused a travel. And at that point, you have to make a call one way or the other, and there was enough contact to make it a foul call.
Free throw is good by Kayla Pitts.
Yeah, Pitts' free throws look really smooth. Really smooth.
I think she's only had, well, that's only her fourth point. But I don't know if she's had one good-looking shot at the basket. Otherwise, they have absolutely contended everything that she has tried to put up tonight. And now Centennial will hold for the final 25 seconds of the half.
It'll end up being about 34 seconds when you consider the where they took the ball out of bounds. See what sort of set play they get here against the 2-3 zone. Really extended out by Ankeny. There it is.
Murray for three. No good. Rebound. Tipped around. No time remaining for a putback there. But that'll do it for the first half. Centennial has a 25-13. So it's a Ankeny 1 second quarter 10-9. But still a Jaguar 25-13 lead. Dan Holm from the Fanatic of Ankeny will join us here at halftime in just a couple of minutes. We'll step away. You're watching high school basketball tonight on CISN.TV.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. It's kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords during the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges and up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
If it's Ankeny and Centennial, we have to talk to Mr. Ankeny, right? Dan Holm, Ankeny Fanatic, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good to see you. You don't have all those extra layers of clothes from the last time I saw you.
No, I'd rather be inside tonight.
You would rather be inside. Well, you know, it is still cold out. You still need a lot of layers.
You do.
It's kind of messed up your schedule on covering things. You got to work so much for all those open nights that you once had.
Yeah, I think this is the busiest Monday I've ever had. Usually it's a quiet day of the week, but yeah, we did a podcast today. We had a wrestling tournament. Now we got a basketball doubleheader.
So did everybody come for the wrestling tournament that was able to come that was scheduled to from Saturday?
I believe so. They had a full field.
So how was that?
Well, it was good. I know Ankeny had 5 kids in the finals. I didn't stay there till the end. I'll find out later how they did, but they were doing well.
And that was, I forget, 6 teams, 8.
I think they had at least 8 there.
Yeah. Wrestling-wise, going on this year?
Well, boy, both Ankeny and Centennial are good. They each have a couple of kids. I think that
there's a history in town.
Order, and it's gonna be a long night for the Hawkettes.
Well, they pulled it 25-13, but this is just the warm-up. We got ourselves a dandy of a game coming up around 7 o'clock tonight for that boys. What are you looking forward to most in that one?
Oh, I can't wait. You know, part of our podcast today was we previewed these games with Dave Kissinger, a former Ankeny assistant boys coach, and you know, we were talking about it. You know, both Ankeny and Centennial have had good boys teams in the last 7 years, but this is the first time that both teams have been this good at the same time, I think.
I believe 9-1 and 10-1, I think is what it is, or 8-1 and 9-1.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something, and the weather and the schedule, I don't think it's really thrown off either of these teams, and you hope it doesn't throw them off for this boys game.
No, I think they'll be ready. You know, Ankeny had 2 huge wins last week. You know, they've had a few days now to prepare for this game. Centennial had to play a makeup game on Saturday, so they've had a little less time. But, you know, they'll be ready to play. They'd already prepared for Ankeny a week ago. You know, they'll be ready.
So you did the podcast, so was it going out a day early then, if you said it was a preview of this game?
Right, yeah, we posted it this morning so people could listen to it if they wanted to hear about it. And I'm going to be leaving town later in the week anyway, so I had to get it out of the way.
What else you got going on AnkenyFanatic.com this week?
Well, we'll have some more coverage tomorrow night. Of course, all these teams will be back in action tomorrow night. And then, you know, there's always something going on. There's bowling meet later in the week. There's more wrestling, so it never slows down.
So the last question, Dan, the most important is, how do you get those Cyclones back in their winning ways?
Boy, you got me. You know, I was talking about a buddy of mine today, and it's amazing how they have nobody that can shoot 3-pointers.
Oh, gosh, no.
We were playing an old men's basketball game last night. We played a team that must have hit 23-pointers, and those guys can make them, but the Cyclones can't.
19 of 22, 20 of 25. I mean, or 5 of 20. I mean, it's just not been good.
No, can't watch it.
All right, we'll see what it is, but we can watch you and listen to you. Download the Ankeny Fanatic podcast that drops early in the week, and read his coverage at AnkenyFanatic.com. That's Dan Holm, everybody.
Thanks, Paul.
Hey, good to see you, Dan. Thank you. We'll take a quick break. Second half when we come back.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. It's cold outside, and that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, Take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Centennial 25, Ankeny 13, Paul Yeager and Andy Pollock. Coach, what do you do if you're Coach McAnally at half?
Well, right now, continue to move that basketball and, again, find the pitzes. That's what they got to continue to do. They were able to hit a couple three-pointers there at the end of the half and get themselves, right back in the basketball game. It looked pretty bleak there for a while, but a couple three-pointers and they're right back in it.
Centennial, keep the feet on the gas. How?
Yeah, continue to get the ball down low. Jackie Pippett was huge until she got a couple fouls, and then she had to have a spot on the bench, but work the ball down to her, gives them a big scoring option down low, and then obviously if Meg Burns continues to hit her shots, it's going to be very tough for Ankeny to get back in this basketball game.
Meg Burns 13, Jackie Pippett 6, 2 for Taylor Runshie, 2 for Bella Robin. And Cleo Murray, I don't have any points from the first half. Kayla Pitts has 4 for the Hawkettes, 3 for Rachel Chrisman, and 1 for Ashley Harrington. 25-13, Hawkettes with the basketball to start in their road grays.
Missed an opportunity again there. Katie Wright rolling off that screen. There's always it's got to be right away though.
Ooh, they go right down. Liv Anderson's going to be whistled for the foul as...
Number 2, Bella Robin.
Or Robin, that is, sorry.
They kind of look alike, though, from a distance.
I didn't see her number. I was like, oh, that's Liv. What's she doing in? No, it's
kind of look alike.
It's Bella. Sorry about that. So Robin gets the foul, and that is her second, and the first free throw is off the mark from Ellie Mashoff. Mashoff, 4 points is her average, and she's now at her average with that bucket. Centennial with it, that's Murray. Burns, not quite looking. A lot of going over top of these zones. They go in and out. 3 on the way, and nothing but net for Taylor Runshie.
And Taylor Runshie doesn't shoot a lot of three-pointers, but when she does, they are very accurate. And that time, no hesitation, pulls the trigger. Very good swinging the ball around for Centennial.
The floater high off the glass, a little too strong for Calissa Wright. Put back, no good. Rebound. Wright has it taken away by Robin. Now Runshie. They move it quickly to Burns. Both Pippett and Bella Strom were there, and it looked like they combined powers for the shot as it was too strong. Harrington tries to get past her defender. Robin gets her left hand in it. Busts up the passing lane intended for Mashoff. It'll be incomplete. Second down.
I think right down here, Robin, just a little bit too strong, like you said, over top of the hoop, but, doesn't hang her head, sprints down to the other end, able to throw off and gets another hand on the ball over here. Just very disruptive out there.
Well, I tell you, Murray, she was trying to knock it off of Harrington. She's got to be careful she's going to pick up a foul on a little play like that. And Robin goes out. Coming in is Lizzie Strom.
Strom, a high-energy player. You'll see her all over the court out there.
Jenna Pitts with it. Now it's Mashoff. Harrington for 3. Her first shot of the game is no good.
I like that look, though.
Rebound again, Pitts. This time it's Jenna for 3. Kayla for 3. She now has 7.
And that's what we talked about in the first half, those long passes. I think they can get over the top of Centennial, give themselves some good looks. Oh, Pippett down low again. Again, catching it right at the basket. Just nothing they can do on defense about that. Good isolation play.
But Ankeny will take, trading 3 for 2. Trying to get to the hoop. And fouled on the way is Kayla Pitts. And it's going to be Burns. That's, I think, her second.
Burns about a half a step more. She'd be able to get over and completely cut off the penetration, but slides along beside her and gives a little hip nudge.
Foul on the floor. Pretty quiet in here. We have some students have made their way in, but they need something to cheer about. Oh, the harsh push off, put back for Pitts is no good. Rebound, Centennial. Burns in transition, goes straight up and was gonna have a chance for one. Instead, she'll shoot two. Mash off will be whistled for that foul.
I think Strom realized here about half court that, hey, it's 3-on-3, and all of a sudden you saw her accelerate off the dribble, get it ahead to Burns, and Burns with all the momentum taking it at the hoop. But nice recognition by Lizzie Strom.
We'll talk about getting out in transition when we return. Centennial leads 30-17.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
These two teams are not known for their transition, Andy, but there, Centennial, as you take a look at Coach Scott DeYoung in the huddle, they got out and ran.
They did, and that's been an emphasis, when you have the opportunity, recognize it, and, it got them numbers there to get it ahead. It turned it into a 3-on-3 game, and on the offensive side, you'll take that anytime you can. 3-on-3, 2-on-2, those are great. That's an advantage to the offense when you've got that momentum. A lot fewer people on defense to help in that situation. So great recognition between Burns and Strom, and that's why we've got Burns at the free throw line shooting two.
I mean, we've seen it at the state tournament, several teams that just flat out like to run. Burns misses the first of the free throws.
You see that the lower levels.
I was just going to say the
smaller
same
schools.
thing. Yep.
I hate saying lower levels. I caught myself saying that. I hate that. You see that the smaller schools, especially, they get out and run, they press, and they're running all over the place. The teams that emphasize the total athlete, so you don't have necessarily the girls that are playing basketball all season long, the girls that are running track and playing volleyball and doing all the cross country, all that fun stuff, and you just see them, the athletes out there running up and down the court, and credit to those coaches that recognize it and take advantage of what they've been given.
And let's face it, some of those gyms are maybe just a hair smaller, and that pressure works a little bit more when the court is just a little on that shorter side. Here you got that full court. Teams will come and practice here during the week of the state tournament when they're looking to stay loose. Burns for three.
Great ball movement down low. I mean, Pippett outside over to, I believe it was to Murray on the edge, and Murray knowing that she can get him in a double rotation just to create a wide open look for Burns.
17, biggest advantage for Centennial this game.
I was about to say that Pippett caught it way too far down low, but once she kicked that thing back out to the edge, created a real tough situation for the Hawk defense.
Jenna Pitts pulls up her dribble. Now Kayla, her sister, comes with it top the key. Harrington was open for a moment. She tries to get past Murray. A lot of times Ankony's been getting too far under the basket, and they just have not been able to get good looks.
And Centennial's so good about just being very subtle, about a little nudge to that baseline. They give it to you, and then they do a nice hands off, but just a little bit of a nudge, using that as a 6th, 7th, and 8th defender, really.
You want to go there? We'll let you go there. Strom going to go coast to coast. Missed the shot, tipped around. Mash off the board.
Not quite enough strength to get it off the glass.
Jenna. Now Harrington.
Good help.
Boy, just everywhere. Ankeny tries to put the ball. Centennial has a hand or arm or elbow there.
And they've got to come back to some of the dribble penetration.
Harrington, corner three, short. Rebound Murray, 2-on-1 if she takes it. Oh, and the foul. Kayla Pitts on the way up.
Pitts did a nice job. I thought she broke it up as she sprinted down, and she did a nice job of, forced her to the outside a little bit more, and she stayed in the passing lane, played as well as you can play it, but got called for the foul at the end.
Free throw good by Ellie Street, a 33% free throw shooter. Her first points of the game. Second one is good. Now a 19-point advantage. Under 4 to play. Ankeny's got to just get one possession at a time here. Get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've had a good look at the basket. There's one.
That's a good one, and that's a good shot there from Kayla Pitts. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Penetrate and kick?
Yep, that's what they need to do. They need to get they can't be afraid to drive the ball into the lane. That's what's going to create all that help from Centennial. That's when you can swing it around and find an open look. Yeah, there it is down low again. Pippett just muscling her way through.
Fadeaway shot, no good. Right the rebound.
It's a good look. That's where they want to have it.
And now they're going to get a foul out front on Ellie Street.
And they're trying to dribble drive. They continue to work that. They definitely can create some opportunities for themselves if they can get past that first wave.
Runchie in, Murray out.
Murray's been quiet tonight, but on the defensive end, she's done a great job, and we saw swinging the ball here on the opposite end of on the offensive end of the floor.
Hawkettes finally get it in right in the corner. Pippett on her. Right inside. And that'll be a foul. Not on Chrisman, but Chrisman had it.
A little different look, though, to have Wright
Runchie
entering the ball into Chrisman. And it's a good matchup down low to have Chrisman matched up on Runchie.
Nice under the basket. Pitts, turnaround no good. Burns with the block. Pippett the board.
Pitts giving up quite a few inches to Burns down there. Especially with the long arms.
It's a little deep for Burns there. She goes inside. Nice move, Strom. Left, no good. Gets her own putback and score.
The battler. There's a dribble drive again.
3 won't go. Rebound will go out of bounds, and it'll be off of Ankeny, and it'll be Centennial ball.
Just saw Coach Scott DeYoung as he sent Liv Anderson into the game right there, says, hey, let's get some boards. That's the box out down there by Pippett was outstanding. Again, you see both these teams when the ball goes up, not a whole lot of offensive opportunities tonight or second chance opportunities.
Does anybody break a press as good as and easily as Centennial?
It sure looks easy, doesn't it? And I promise you they spend a lot of time doing it, but just kind of no one panics. They know how long they have to get it over.
3, no. Harrington waits for it. Nobody steps in front. Take it. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Harrington kicks. Jensen. 3 from Runchie rattles around. Harrington is fouled on the rebound.
Full court now for the last
strip.
Catch somebody. Every break there's someone new coming in. They continue to run at Ankeny in waves.
Robin goes out. Murray comes in. Kayla Pitts, 3 seconds. 1 at the buzzer. Short, no good. And an 18-point advantage as we go to quarter number 4 from Centennial High School.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving northwest and central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes central bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Other games tonight in girls play. Iowa City West is at Linn-Mar, Ames at Dowling Catholic. Number 1, Dyke New Hartford at Wapsie Valley. Number 1, Cascade at Monticello. Regina is at West Liberty. Bishop Heelan at Sioux City East. Dubuque Senior is at Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Western Dubuque at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Applington Parkersburg at Union, and Jessup at Hudson. Limited schedule tonight, but every night is going to have a game moving forward here as teams try to find open dates to make something work.
And Dyke New Hartford, their athletic programs, what they've got going on over there is something special. They've been doing it for several years, but as much as it pains me to say, they've been doing some very good things there in Grundy and Black Hawk counties.
Dyke New Hartford number 1 in Class 3A, Crestwood 2, Bishop Heelan is 3, Clear Lake 4, Roland Story 5, Red Oak 6, North Polk 7, Des Moines Christian 8. North Polk and Gilbert still have a game to go this year. That'll be a good one as the 15-foot shot is off the mark for Ankeny. And, boy, Pippett had it for a moment. That's going to be a foul, not a jump ball. Wright was there, had position. They're going to get Bella Robin whistled for the foul.
She must have reached in, yeah, because Pippett had her tied up, but they must have had Robin reaching from around the backside.
Pitts catches fire, shoots, no good. Ripped around, rebound, Jackie Pippett.
Just not quite able to get squared up, a hand in her face too quick.
38-20, Centennial in the lead here. That's Murray gets it to go. Her first points of the game.
The pick and roll created a 2-on-1 look, and no one else slid over from the other side to help, and she just continued to penetrate. No one came up to take her away and able to sneak that ball into the basket.
Harrington drives and is fouled.
The strength of Harrington to get that up through the contact. Kind of used 2 hands to get it up just over the front part of the rim. That's where we talked about Centennial. They use that baseline as another defender and force you through. That time Harrington's strong enough to play through it, battle back out into the court, and keep her body in position to get the layup.
And she is not afraid of contact as she hits both the field goal and the free throw for a 3-point play.
Numbers if they want it. Nope.
Burns corrals, drives, kicks. Murray sets, jumps, shoots. No good. Pippett the board and the foul. Calissa Wright. Pippett playing with a little more purpose now.
I know Coach DeYoung was concerned about the rebounding, or the lack of rebounding that would come with Alex Kiana Harris on the bench with a foot injury, and they hope to get her back here day to day in the next week or so that they can have her back playing. But I'd say, Jackie Pippett and, we've seen Meg Burns getting some rebounds tonight as well, but you kind of by committee with Pippett and Robin Anderson in there. Strom has battled for some boards, so they've more than picked up the slack inside.
Harris not even in uniform, in street clothes tonight as Pippett hits both. Back to a 19-point advantage for the Jaguars.
There they got the penetration, but no one was down here in the corner where they want them.
Sydney Truman into the game for Coach McAnally. Mashoff, now Harrington. Harrington is trying to get some contact.
These teams play, even though it's a rescheduled game, what do we say, 10 days after they were supposed to originally play?
It was supposed to be on 1-10, and now it's on 1-20.
Well, they don't play again. Interestingly, though, they don't play again for a while. They get almost a 3-week break until they play again. So even with there's going to be a long time between the 2 games earlier this year. Now they still get a long break before they play again. Might see these 2 squads as close to full health as they possibly can be by that point.
Burns catches and shoots. Front iron, tipped away, Bella Robin.
Man, she's had a good night tonight, just doing a lot of deflects.
You don't have to corral, you just have to get it somewhere where one of the people wearing your same jersey can get it. Well, Pippett was there.
She's calling for it hard
now
inside.
Now she gets behind and scores.
Now Jackie Pippett has had an outstanding night down low. Very physical, able to back her way down there. That time, they'd go over the top. And that's created some other looks for them before. When she gets too far into the basket, she's able to swing the ball around. So a nice night for her. Is she in double digits now?
Pippett now at 10. Up ahead, Cleo Murray, one-on-one. What a move, collects herself.
And you mentioned how Ankeny might be kind of tired. You saw it right there. That was one-on-one, and by the time she got the ball down the court, there was no one left, no one even in the half court yet for either team. It was one-on-one the entire way.
Harrington. Right.
Look at him switch on defense.
Yeah, Burns she saw that pass, stepped in front. It's a drill, and it's a layup.
Yeah, just not much gas left in the tank right now for the Hawks.
Burns for 2. The lead is now 25. Burns now with 19.
I'll be just a little quicker with that pass when they come off the screen.
3, no. Mashoff's shot misses the mark.
I think these are some looks they want. They just cannot get them to fall.
I think they've only hit 2 threes. Maybe 3 at most.
Well, they had those 2 right at the end of the half, and then I think 3 is the number because they had another one down here in the corner.
Runchi at the 4-minute mark.
Again over the top.
Too much. Pippett's there.
Did she just get away with a double dribble?
I think so.
I think she did. I think so too.
I think she thought she had to retain it, but then she dribbled it again.
A little sloppy right now for Centennial.
The North, the good.
We don't get record books, but I imagine after seeing a lot of games that Jackie Pippett's played, she's got to be closing in on a career high, if not for points, rebounds for sure.
To the corner, Mashoff's 3, no good. Murray the rebound. Ankeny has not had an offensive rebound in quite some time. Murray and 1!
As she was dribbling down the court, I kept waiting for her to pull out, and she gave a little stutter at about the 10-foot line from the volleyball court. I think kind of suckered Ankeny into thinking that she was going to pull it back out because she didn't have numbers. It was 1-on-3, but that little stutter move created the number for her, made it a 1-on-1 game. And, man, Cleo Murray, who had been quiet for about 3 quarters tonight, all of a sudden has come alive here in the 4th.
Murray now with 6. So tomorrow night, Centennial will host Des Moines North, and then Friday, Ames comes to town as Murray hits the free throw, now 7. And then next Tuesday, very big basketball game, Ankeny Centennial at Waukee. 10-1 Waukee. Also Waukee that currently ranked 5th by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. BC Moore puts them at number 2.
If you're a fan of any sports in Iowa high school basketball and you're not familiar with the BC Moore site, you need to be on it. That is a fun site. You can spend a lot of time on there. A lot of different sports, gives you the matchups, predicts outcomes, all based on mathematics. It is outstanding stuff.
So therefore, I only look at it, don't help run it. Harrington corrals.
No, it's I think Brett Moore is the guy's name from Marshalltown.
That's right in a foul as Isabel Vasic.
Vasic off the bench for the Hawkettes. Gives him a little bit taller look. I believe got pretty much all reserves, I think, in the game now.
That ended a 13-0 run for Centennial. Vasic's free throw is no good. Truman the board. Truman again loses it. And now we got to go to the other Jenna Hagg, number 3, in for the final 2:30. With the basketball now is McKenna Clark, a freshman. Clark is number 11. Street kicks, and the shot off the mark for Lindsay Wessel. Nice floater runner, goes for Jenna Hagg. I always love it when a player on the bench gets in and the rest of the team is cheering her on as loud as they can.
Well, these girls on both sides work their tails off every day in practice, so it's great to see them get an opportunity in front of a lot of people. Right now, this gym is filled in very nicely. Strom leading the break.
Strom kicks 3 on the way. Off the mark, Ellie Street.
Good job by Strom. Chases it all the way down.
3 no good. Hag. Rebound, Hag again. She just lets it go because if she would have held it, it would have been a travel. Peyton Mitchell into the game as well. The floater won't go for Strom. Minute 20 to play, 55-25.
Yeah, this game's all, really from the beginning, it's been all Centennial. And I think he had it 2-2 at one point, right? And after that, it was all Jaguars.
Truman doesn't even look to shoot, but on the backside, no good. Hersom gets the board, and she's going to get a chance for free throws here.
And they've really had some looks from 3 that I'm not sure there's been enough of them, but you just hit a couple, you wonder how things are different. Kind of got, this has been a 20-point game for a good part of the fourth quarter at least, and then, Centennial goes on a little run here and gets a couple run-out layups to extend that lead quite a bit, but they're just not able to get the shots to fall tonight for the Hawkettes.
It was an 18-point advantage after the third quarter. It was only 12 at half.
And I really like the adjustment in the second half of trying to get a lot more dribble penetration for the Hawkettes, but again, just not able to get those shots to fall.
Truman the rebound. The shot no good of Nicole Dacus. That shot misses the mark. And Centennial has it as we're under 50 seconds to play.
Some good minutes to get Lindsay Wessel. She's a 6-foot sophomore. A good time to get her in the game right now and let her play at this varsity speed.
Clark, the freshman, scores.
They're expecting big things out of her in the near future. I saw some minutes out of her earlier in the season, but she can be a very good talent for the Coach DeYoung squad here down the road.
Truman thought about the 3. Chrisman will take it and miss it.
Thought that was going in.
I did too.
Points have been hard to come by for the Hawkettes.
Ball is kicked on the interior pass by Clark. .8 inside, shot no good by Paige Ryburn. 3 again, good! Paige Ryburn at least can smile at that. 57-29, your final.
Little ball movement there at the end, and Ryburn kind of caught herself off balance, but just saw the follow through, wills it in with her right hand, kind of steers it in with the force. Took that ball into the basket.
57-29 is your final. Centennial will improve to 7-6. Ankeny will fall to 5-8 unofficially for Ankeny. 10 points, Kayla Pitts. 4 for Ellie Mashoff. 3, Rachel Chrisman. 2, Isabel Vosick. And 4 for Ashley Harrington. For Centennial, 2 for Bella Robin, 5 for Taylor Runchie, 2 McKenna Clark, 2 Olivia Anderson, Ellie Street with 1, 12 for Jackie Pippett, 7 Cleo Murray, 19 for Meg Burns, and Jenna Hag has 2, and that is a 57-29. Meg Burns really the big difference in this ball game.
I really thought she did. This is one of the first games I've seen where I really thought her length stood out tonight, and she was able to not just score up top or score outside, but also down low when she had some opportunities there and create some second chance opportunities for them. Really thought Jackie Pippett really impressed with her play tonight. Like I said in the pregame by committee, her and Bella Robin took over for Alex Kiana Harris, and really I thought Ankeny had a chance with the height kind of being negated with Kiana Harris being out of the game, but Jackie Pippett was just outstanding tonight. One of the best games I've seen her play.
And they're going to need Pippett, and that's one thing that Coach DeYoung said is I've got to have gals that can close out a game, and they were able to get that tonight.
They really were. Their defense was outstanding throughout the course of the game. You hold any team to 28 points, I guess, but hold any team to 28 points and you're going to win pretty much all your ball games.
All right, this is game 1. Game 2 starting to warm up. You see Centennial and Ankeny taking the court now. This one is going to be a fun one. We'll take a couple of minute extra break, watch the boys warm up. We'll be back with commentary in a few minutes. You're watching high school basketball on CISN.TV.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Welcome back inside Ankeny Centennial High School. It is a top 10 matchup, and it is also one that the two teams don't have to go very far to play. It's Centennial and Ankeny from Ankeny Centennial High School. Paul Yeager, Andy Pollock with you here tonight. We girls got this girls game done, this boys game. The Jaguars are in the locker room for their final check. The Hawks still on the floor, Andy. This is a game that we are going to see up-tempo. We're going to see size. We're going to see some emotion. We're going to see a lot of points. We're going to see a lot of.
And you mentioned emotion right there at the end, too, and that's going to be a huge deal tonight as these teams, these boys not strangers to each other at all. A lot of them have played with each other, against each other growing up. The students all know each other. What an atmosphere we've got here inside the jungle tonight at Ankeny Centennial.
So for Ankeny, they are coming off of a game against Johnston where they won 80-74. In fact, both of these teams, Andy, have won their last 3 contests. Ankeny has knocked off Johnston, Dowling, and Ottumwa, whereas the Jags have knocked off Urbandale, Johnston, and Marshalltown. Nothing to sneeze at with any of those wins. Centennial played Saturday night against Urbandale, and it was Ankeny beating Johnston 80-74. Bayless 30 points. What are some other keys for the game for the Ankeny Hawks?
Well, the Ankeny Hawks, they're never out of a game. And we've seen that before. They're never out of a game, but sometimes they never actually, closing the game as well. So the keys tonight, just in general, they've got to rebound. They're giving up some height to the Jags, so they've got to be able to get those balls, do a good job boxing out, and the rebounding is going to be a huge key also. They want to play tempo. Now in the past, I think they've had more of an advantage if they would get into the tempo game against Centennial. Not as big of an advantage tonight, but if they can really press that, make it an up-and-down game, a full-court game and not necessarily a half-court game, they've got a good chance to win. And then they got to control their emotions, not get caught in the heat of the rivalry. Just play the game that they can play, kind of let it come to them. When they're not forcing stuff and they're kind of letting the game happen, that's when the Hawks are at their best.
And they're led Braxton Brayless, 22 points, Jackson Smith, 17. Centennial, they bring a guy who wore the Hawk uniform last year, Jaron Cruz, and his 15 points. But really, Andy, it's been the Twin Towers down low, Cody McCullough and Micah Johnson.
It really has, but Cruz makes everybody better when he's in the ball game. He distributes the ball so nicely, and when he's hitting his shots, he's one of the best players in the state. So he's really been a nice acquisition for Coach Bob Fontana and really made Centennial, I think, a complete team with the height that you said they have down low. They've really got to, tonight stop that transition. If you can get Ankeny into a half-court game, if you can get the Hawks into a half-court game, force them to throw the ball around, make a couple extra passes, they've got a chance to get a couple turnovers and obviously rebound the basketball off misses and, keep those guards under control. There may not be a better backcourt in the state than what Ankeny has right now, and they're a much better team now that, like you said, they got Braxton Bayless back. And that's a lot of B's that are open, by the way. Now that they've got Bayless back, they're a super talented backcourt, and they continue to play well. And some would call it an upset over Dowling here just a week ago, and they're playing great basketball right now. And then obviously for Centennial, defend the 3. They've got to be able to get out there. Ankeny in their wins in the games that they've played, their best basketball, they're hitting 3-point shots, and they're not forcing them. They're hitting the shots that they can. And Bayless, like we mentioned, has the ability to go off really at any point.
Centennial and Dowling, or Centennial, Dowling, and Ankeny, what do they all have in common? All have lost to each other, except Centennial hasn't beaten Dowling yet, but Dowling has beaten both Centennial and Ankeny. This is number 9 Ankeny and number 6 Centennial in the latest AP poll that came out today. BC Moore puts Waterloo West number 1, Hempstead of Dubuque 2, Centennial 3, Dowling 4, Waukee 5, Cedar Falls, Iowa City West, and the Ankeny Hawks at 8. We're going to dim the lights, have some introductions, and play some basketball tonight in this exciting CIML matchup. And it should be a good one here tonight. And we're glad you were aboard with us here on CISN.TV. Earlier tonight, the girls of Centennial won 57-29, and the boys are going to look to do the same. This is a makeup ball game, so if you're wondering, wasn't this supposed to be on the 10th of back on the 10th of January? Yes, it was. It's 10 days later. Got a chance to make this one up. Centennial played Saturday against Urbandale, and Ankeny played Thursday ahead of the Storm against Johnston. And in that game, Bayless with 30. Bayless also had 24 to lead scores against Dowling, and Jackson Smith had 20. So But the leading 3 scorers for Centennial in their last 3 games, Andy, it's been 3 different guys, Kelling, Cruz, and McCullough. So a balanced approach, and we'll see meet them right now as it's time for starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jaguar basketball. Tonight's game will match the Hawks from Ankeny High against our own Centennial Jaguars. Tonight's contest is a CIML conference game. Ankeny High comes into tonight's game with a 9-1 record. They are coached by Brant Carlson, and he is assisted by Nate Toby. Ankeny Centennial has a 10-1 record. They are coached by Bob Fontana in his 7th season at Ankeny Centennial, and he is assisted by Ben Lamont, Bob Sandquist, Byron Hart, and Mark West. Now, let's meet the starting lineup, starting first with our visitors from Ankeny High. Starting at a guard, a 5'11" senior, number 3, Jackson Smith. Starting at a guard for the Jaguars, a 6'2" junior, number 4, Colin McAleer. Starting at a guard for the Hawks, a 6'1" senior, number 5, Braxton Bayless. Starting at a forward for the Jags, a 6'8" senior, number 35, Cody McCullough. Starting at another guard for the Hawks, a 5'11" senior, number 13, Jordan Crumb. And for the Jaguars, a 6'7" forward, senior, number 42, Micah Johnson. And rounding out the guard court, a 6'2" senior, number 53, Nolan Otten. And for the Jaguars, a 6'1" junior, number 1, Jerron Cruz. Our officials, Johnny Getty, Jason Seahusen, and Russ Dempster.
Jackson Smith, Braxton Bayless, Jordan Cum, Brecken Manis, Nolan Otten.
6'2" junior, number 21, Brecken McManus, or Manis, pardon me. And number for the guard, 6'2", senior number 5, Preston Kelly.
Jerron Cruz, Colin McKeel, Preston Kelling, Cody McCullough, Micah Johnson are your starters. And I'm hearing some oohs, some ahs, and I think we're going to hear a little bit of cheering tonight, Andy.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun atmosphere for this one. Packed house here in the gym. Actually, probably by this point, the only way you're going to see this game is to watch us. So if you're doing that right now, enjoy.
Bob Fontana, the head coach for Centennial, his assistants.
He's already working the official down here. They haven't even tipped the ball off yet.
Also Byron Hart, Ben Lamech, and Bob Sandquist. Sandquist most recently at Johnston as their head coach, whereas it is head coach for Ankeny is Brant Carlson, and Nate Toby, his assistant, also is Brandon Johnson. Centennial in the home white, the Hawks in the road gray. Tip taken, Jerron Cruz with it. That's McCullough, back to Cruz. Otten, this is a way down 3, and that's going to set the tempo. We're going to have ourselves a dandy. Cruz for 3.
Cruz, a quick release, is able to go from dribble to shoot so quick.
The other way, who's also pretty quick, is Bayless, misses the mark. Rebound, Centennial, Kelling. The move, kick.
We got Otten guarding interesting matchups right now. Otten out there on the wing guarding Kelling. Down low, they've got Bayless covering McCullough right now, and that was meant from the beginning. That's the way they said. There was no switching right now, and Bayless quickly gets whistled for the foul.
So if they're looking at the ability to take the ball, if it's a quickness thing, trying to not let him get position as opposed to the size, because Otten might have more weight on him but doesn't have the height.
Yeah, Otten, checking in at 6'5", he's the tallest player on the court for Ankeny, and when they've been at their best, though, he's been on the court. He's a headsy player, has a nice feel around the basket, and obviously their best rebounder.
4-0 now as the free throw is good by Cody McCullough. Otten, Jordan Cum inside Bayless, posting up on Cruz. Fadeaway in the air, that thing was down, comes right back out. Rebound, Centennial pushing tempo. Kelling is going to be called for the offensive foul.
Brecken Manis able to step in. Kelling as he goes into the lane. I didn't know if they were going to call a foul. I thought they might let that go as he kicked it out, but Manis does a nice job getting defensive position. I think probably not all the way there, but Kelling dips that shoulder just a little bit, and I think that's where they got him for the charge.
Manis doesn't go down easily. Otten drives and puts it up, misses.
There's got to be a lid on that basket down there. That's 3 shots in and out for the Hawks.
Johnson, good defense there. Kelling. Now McCullough, back Kelling, 3. Catches, releases, misses. Jordan Cum chases it down. He'll play football next year.
A couple of these guys, Manis as well, he's a good football player for the Hawks.
3 ball, no good. That thing was down for Smith.
They just can't find the range right now. They've had so many shots that look like they were going to fall.
Is that a little too much amplification on those shots?
Well, it takes a little extra spin off the fingertips, I guess, at this point.
Boy, a lot of contact. McAleer, no good.
Good box out by Otten, love it.
Smith somehow gets through that traffic. Manis, I thought he was going to shoot it. Nolan Otten will and miss.
Maybe not quite the shot they want that early in a possession right now.
The big guys like to shoot the 3.
Any chance we get.
3, nice shot off the mark. Cruz.
The Ankeny student section's going to love that. We mentioned it before, but Cruz played with this Hawk team a year ago. Left over the summertime to come play for Coach Bob Fontana's Jaguars, and getting booed every time he touches on the court. That time kind of lost the dribble just a little bit as he went up and really had to force that shot.
Cruz kind of thought playing time was going to be a bit of a challenge in that backcourt, but Bayless, missed the first 5-6 games of the year. Cruz is going to be whistled for the foul as Bayless got past him.
Cruz would be okay there. He's trying to force him to that baseline, but he's all right. He's got McCullough and Johnson both as rim protectors if Bayless would happen to get past him.
Otten to inbound.
Bayless and Cruz each with 1 early on here.
Bayless is going to take it, pump it in the air, miss it, tip it. McCullough rips it down. Still 4-0. Johnson in transition, blocked, rebound. Bayless, Smith drives, a little too fancy there, and the Centennial student section lets him hear it. Oh. Cruz lost it, and now Brecken Manis lays it in, and the Hawks finally score.
Guy's getting a little too fancy with the dribbling right now. I thought a couple opportunities for Cruz to give it up and didn't do it.
And it's stolen away, Bayless.
This is the game Ankeny wants to play. Numbers again.
Smith in transition, lays it up and good. We're tied at 4.
And this is not a game you want to have your internet connection slow down to buffer. You might miss 4 possessions in a quick buffer.
Jerron Cruz walks it up. Caleb Van Meter with the basketball, who checked in at the last break. Johnson pulls up. Nice shot, Micah Johnson.
Yeah, if Johnson can hit those shots, he's really going to force Ankeny to extend their defense on him, and that's going to open up things for McCullough down low as well. Kelling looked like he was a little, Preston Kelling set to check in again. Oh, look out.
McCullough is fouled. Nolan Otten wound up to block that one.
Otten had one thing on his mind there, and that's prevent the dunk, because McCullough was getting ready to throw down. He went for the ball, so not going to call intentional, but everything about that was intentional, no doubt. Did a good job, though, going after the basketball.
Cody McCullough, 84% free throw shooter. He is all but automatic.
Number 5,
I was about to say before, but Kelling checking back in. He looked a little banged up, kind of holding his left arm a little bit earlier when he came out. Back in the ballgame now.
And he's got a sleeve on that left arm as Mack hits both. Back to a 4-point advantage for the Jags.
Now they don't have Cruz covering Bayless there to help out.
Jordan Come in the corner. No good. Rebound. Oh! Smith somehow took it from, and then he hustled the play. That was playground all the way.
Yep, Smith a little stutter. Sucked him into going back outside and playing in the land of the Giants off the glass.
Kelly, a little too strong for Micah Johnson. He gets it back, though. Micah drives, travels.
Good defense by Nolan Otten. Stayed in front of him the entire way. A lot of body, but he does a nice job of moving his feet, and he's always in position.
We got a near full house on the near side, the far side, the left side, the right side. Glad you're here with us tonight. On the north side, Centennial and Ankeny as we approach 3 minutes, 8-6. Jaguars in the lead. Smith in transition, nearly tied it up. Jerron Cruz the board. I think a lot of people thought we'd have a little higher score. We've got a high intensity.
Had a lot of shots put up, just not much falling so far.
Van Meter from 15, short. Rebound, Johnson swatted away. 6-footer good.
Yeah, he's automatic when you get him that close to the rim. When he put the ball on the ground, Otten almost able to take it away, threw off his rhythm a little bit, but Johnson's so smooth around the glass.
Back to a 4-point advantage, biggest of the game. 3 times it's been met. Otten was supposed to go left instead of right.
Kind of interesting how they're trying to get the ball to Otten down low. I'm not sure that's exactly where they want to play this ball game.
And for the Jaguars, number 12.
Interesting, the first time this year I've seen Brady Peterson check in. He may have played the last couple weeks, the Iowa State offensive line recruit, big body out there. It's not too often Nolan Otten looks small. He looks small right now next to Brady Peterson.
Peterson sets a pick mid-court. Van Meter, Kelly. Cruz is going to get trapped. Trailing McCullough is going to be fouled by Nolan Otten, and that should be 2 on Otten. Oh no, they're going to whistle it instead on 51, which is Braden Simonson, who checked in at that last break. You know, the one thing the Hawks have is a senior. The maturity is something that they're looking to capitalize on. McCullough played a lot last year, but this junior is a guy who's got to mature in a hurry. And he hits them both. Biggest lead of the game, 6 for Centennial. Bayless is fouled up top.
Van Meter just kind of grabbed onto his left hand as he went around. And Bayless staying away. He's had a double screen set there at the free throw line, but staying away from that, electing to keep it over here on the right side of the floor.
That almost looked like a 5-out play because there wasn't any other gray jerseys underneath.
You can maybe free somebody up on the wing after he penetrates.
Bayless drives, kicks. Do you mean like that?
Like that.
Flat-footed shot, no good. Johnson grabs the rebound.
Man, some good guards on the court tonight. Great guards.
Peterson. Oh, Johnson, I thought he was going to take 3, cuts the distance in half, misses the shot, takes it over Bayless. Fouled once, twice, and it might be Simonson on the foul and a chance for a 3-point play. It's going to be on Braden Simonson. He's been in about 2 minutes, and he's got now 2 fouls.
When we talked about Ankeny having a rebound, he didn't expect it to be the guards for Centennial that would be the ones getting the rebounds. But right now, Kelling keeps things rolling, keeps the possession going. And now Peterson have some blood that he's got to check out. Yep. See the blood right there. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it's his own.
It's dripping down the front of his jersey.
Head injury, is that what they said?
So we'll see Peterson in a different jersey. There are not many jerseys that are going to fit him.
You see when that ball goes down low, everything is just swiping at it for him, and Kelling that time able to elevate, get above everybody. And, so it doesn't feel like it, but Centennial with a 9-point lead here early. I think Ankeny's kind of forcing things too much right now.
Otten kicks. Gets it back from Crandall. Now Crandall with it. Spins. Shot. Blocked. I think that was McCullough with the big left.
Yeah, that's not where they want to have it.
And McCullough was streaking, and he was there. Loose ball. Got back by Centennial. Cody McCullough for three. Place is going to go crazy for that.
In the half-court set, the helter-skelter up there at the trying to create the trap. Creates a wide-open look for Cody McCullough, almost a fast break opportunity.
Bayless nearly loses the handle. Back up to Manis. Clock at 15. Blink of an eye, Centennial has taken a big advantage. Hawks have got to get a score here before half. They leave it. Simonson's blocked. Back up again, no good. 1 second on the clock at the buzzer. Good! Bayless hits the bucket as time expires. His first 2 points of the quarter. Still, though, a 10-point advantage for Centennial. We're a quarter in from Ankeny Centennial High School.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Centennial uses a 10-0 run in the first quarter. Had a lead of 12. They lead now by 10, 18-8. Explosive offense by the Jaguars, Andy Pollack.
Yeah, and the Hawks to get some buckets right now. Got to keep things spread out. They're allowing the shot protectors, the rim protectors for Centennial really to take over.
Comes spins, puts up a prayer, not answered. Cruz the rebound.
It's kind of playing out of control.
Then he gets some shots to go, maybe force things a little bit more. Lotting left. Kelly, nice move. No good. Tipped away. Cruz pushes it. Nice pass. Kelling in the lane. Gets his own rebound over Bayless. Johnson spun. In his case there. Again, after the laundry comes back.
Quick turnaround. Where does he get his laundry done?
Should be a sponsor. McCullough automatic at that free throw line. Now with
Carlson not happy either.
No, he's working that one. And the one official said, go talk to the other one. I didn't call it. Oh, nice give and go to Cruz.
He kept waiting for a body to go up in the air, and no one was around him. He kept waiting on. Yeah, it's the right call. Peterson not quite got his feet in bounds.
Peterson's going to get him with the left hand.
Kind of clotheslining him as he tried to go around.
Peterson, his second, team sixth.
Nolan Otten checking back in right now for Ankeny. He's going to have to be careful, too, because he's got two. They need to have him in this game.
I'll tell you what, we have not seen
No contact. Actually, I think
and it will go back to Ankeny.
those long arms of Braxton Bayless Kelling, it looked like a clear pass to the hole, and he was able to block it from behind, and then it goes off of Kelling out of bounds.
That's what we need. We need a little back and forth between these student sections. Smith in the lane, no good.
Nicola really altering that shot.
Tom hustles down on Cruz. Step out three. Oh, and they're going to call that a foul. Yes, they are.
Come didn't argue either.
He knew it. He got him right there on the left shoulder. Oh, to the face.
Hand to the face.
Did you used to practice? Do you have your girls practice with a broom handle in their face?
I'm taller than all of them so far, so I don't need a broom handle. I'm getting very close to not being able to hang with them, though. It's coming soon.
Cruz, a 75% free throw shooter, misses the first. 26-13. It was an 18-8 first quarter advantage for the Jaguars, and they've done everything to expand upon it. The biggest lead was 16. Cruz hits this one.
Substitution for the Hawks, number 31, Ryan Crandall.
Rattles around, and Micah Johnson does the dirty work, and now he's going to clean it up and get a three. Of course he is.
I thought that shot was very short, and Carlson just got teed up. He said something. I think Johnson might have done something right away after, and then Carlson got in the official's face right away.
Ankeny High takes a 30-second timeout.
We have a timeout and a technical. We'll take a quick 30 and be right back.
People drive to Indianola to buy new Fords during the final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. New Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLTs. Up to $14,500 off MSRP. New Expeditions. Final 19 model year closeout at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $9,000 off new Edges and up to $7,000 off new Escapes. $14,000 off new F-150s. Don't miss it. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Centennial student body, they've got a lot to cheer about, up 30-13, but during the timeout, Andy, we've been watching Brant Carlson work the officials in the sense of he's trying to find out, he wants a little better explanation about why he was teed up.
Well, he was in the official's face, but he's been very calm about it. He just hasn't laid off him, but he's been very calm about everything. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything overly active by what he did, but he was down there and, out on the court quite a ways when he was talking to the officials. So I'm not sure if something was said right away to him. It looked like as Johnson hit that three, I don't know if there's a moving screen that freed him up or what happened, but he was not happy about things and wanting the explanation right now. And he spent the entire time out chatting with the officials, trying to figure out, again, stayed very calm, kept everything very civil, but he just wanted an explanation for why he got teed up. Seems to be calmed down now, so.
He's now going to have a seat as McCullough, the rare miss.
I think is he restricted to his seat now? I believe he is. After a technical foul, I don't think he can stand up anymore.
That is right. He does lose that opportunity as McCullough gets his 10th point.
Mark Roush took over in the huddle talking to the team to get them refocused. The points have been very hard to come by tonight for Ankeny.
Kelling gets it in. And now you've just kind of felt the building's gone a little stale. That technical, sometimes that really amps up a crowd. This one really kind of deadened it. Otten is going to be called for the hook as McCullough fell to the floor.
I think McCullough was expecting some. There's a lot of pressure going on before the ball got thrown in. Then when it got thrown in, he stepped off to the side, and they were just kind of battling back and forth. But he must have got that arm extended at some point.
Third foul for Otten.
Yeah, that makes things real difficult right now for Ankeny. Both their bigs with three.
Bayless is going to have to take a little more responsibility here. He drives, gets in, hangs in the lane, no good. And that's going to be that's going to be a push by Crandall. He kind of came with the forearms.
Number 31, Ryan Crandall.
I'm still amazed how Braxton Bayless is able to get those shots up when you see him in the lane, because he hangs in the air forever. Hasn't been able to get very many to fall tonight, but he just hangs in the air forever.
Otten will come out. Simonson will be back in. McCullough, spin under, push up.
Has extended a lot, and it was as he tried to free himself up right now. Hawks looking to make a little run. Bayless so quick up the court after getting that rebound. He got that rebound in the corner and coming with a help defense.
Hawks, Manis drives the bait, kicks it out. Smith, Van Meter. McAleer calling for it. He gets Smith to jump out of the gym. First shot, second shot, no. SN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your life.
Need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts.
Yeah, I thought we did a good start defensively, and we were making some shots. I think we stuck on 16 for a long time, but yeah, I thought our defensive effort was consistent throughout.
You might not have 18 minutes of playing time, but for those 2 to 4 minutes when we need you, you've got to be big. How do you tell a team to kind of get everybody to buy?
Some kudos here. Haywood Boston has been over there, and that's a tough.
My thanks to Scott DeYoung for joining us at halftime. His girls team wins tonight, 57-29 over Ankeny. And here at halftime, so we get ready for the third quarter. It's Centennial 31, Ankeny 20. Andy Pollock, if you're the Hawks, what do you got to do here in the second half?
Keep pushing the tempo, man. Every time they got that into a transition game, they were successful.
And Centennial, again, this sounds just like the girls' game. Keep your foot on the gas, right?
Yeah, and get the ball into the bigs. Turn this into a game where those guys can take over. Cody McCullough, Micah Johnson, outstanding first halves, but kind of quiet towards the end of the half. So they want to get it back into them.
And Ankeny absolutely in foul trouble. We'll see how this one plays out. Come Simonson, or let's see, that's Manis, Otten, Smith, and Bayless for the Hawks. For the Jaguars, it's Kelling, McAleer, Cruz, Johnson, McCullough. Bayless gets it started with a 2-point basket. He's now got 7. And let's see, let's complete it. So it's Kelly, Cruz, Johnson, McCullough. They go into McCullough, McAleer, and it'll be a turnover.
A little miscommunication between McAleer and McCullough, because I think McCullough stayed away from it thinking McAleer was going to grab it, and McAleer stayed away thinking McCullough was going to grab it. Neither one of them did.
I've got a 7-0 run for Ankeny.
No, I believe it. They got those shots in transition at the end of the break.
Bayless under the basket, blocked by McCullough. Micah Johnson cleans it up.
That's going to open up some looks, though, for the bigs later on.
Bayless steps in front of Kelling for the pass. Bayless gets him in the air, and then a late foul.
Thought Kelling played that pretty well, but he's got a little bit of arm. They got the official coming in from the trail official, called the foul. Bayless expecting him to kind of come flying through, but he stayed under control, did a nice job. But Bayless creating opportunities on the defensive end, again, making it a transition basketball game for the Hawks.
I really like the way Kelling has played. He's developed over his high school career, just seems to get better every year. You know, some guys start out real strong, but he just continues to do things well, night in, night out.
And he's been playing for a few years, like you said, and he's turned into a night. Just kind of runs the show for Centennial. You wonder how things will work out this year with Cruz coming in, but yeah, they've played off each other very nicely.
Cruz, 15-foot floater, no good. Johnson is going to be fouled on the way up.
Manis.
Okay, so now I have said Manis, and I know the PA says Manis, and I asked him at junior football this year. I said, all right, you got to help me out. Manis, Manus, Manis, and he goes, Manis is fine, but really it's Manis.
All right, well.
And I haven't had a chance to follow back up with him on that, but I have to get used to saying his name. He made every tackle this year in football.
It sure seemed like it. He was all over the place.
McAleer's fouled on his way to the basket by you-know-who.
Charge number 21,
He who shall not be named.
He who shall be named. 31-23. Ankeny on an 8-0 run, which extends back to the first half. Jerron Cruz, nice move in the lane, is fouled.
Yeah, he kind of gets bailed out there, not under control. But
Fouls charge number 13.
Come again.
Jordan Come.
2 for him.
Second. Team third.
And Jordan in this game, we've in years past we've had it where he gets into foul trouble. He kind of will sometimes let the emotion get him riled up.
He's been quiet tonight. He's been good. No, this could be a game changer. See how fast they can get a New Jersey on Braxton Bayless as he's got some blood. We got to get somebody else in the game right now. Or they give him an opportunity to clean it up.
Or does he have?
Crandall going to check in for him. Fontana adamant to get somebody in the game. Let's play.
Quit stalling.
The more minutes they can get, the more minutes Centennial can get without Bayless in the game. It's better off for them as he runs the show.
Oh, doesn't somebody have to tie their shoe now? Oh, another kid has to tie his shoe. What do they call that? The stalling below the
little gamesmanship there.
Well, Vrabeling. That was
okay. Gotcha.
Because if you watch the Titans and there's two free throws, guys. You watched that Patriots Titans game where they ran the clock down, and did we offside again? Oh gosh, sorry. That rule will be changed.
No doubt. A little stall tactic there. We've taken the longest time ever to shoot 2 free throws here.
Fontana saying our guy had to leave the floor. He had to go get a whole New Jersey. As the free throw is made by Cruz. And that's the first point of the second half. 3 ball on the way, no good for a Crandall. Otten is going to be whistled for the foul, I think. And Cody McCullough is going to get technicaled. Or wait a minute, or is Otten going to get technicaled?
I'm not sure who got it here.
If it is,
let him sort it out.
.53.
Charge number 53, Nolan Otten.
Yeah,
and the technical's on 53, so now Otten is gone.
Technical foul has also been assessed to number 53, Nolan Otten.
So Otten is out at 6:04. Punch the second one. It's the retaliation.
Yeah, just one of those things you just have to. Sometimes you just have to take it. Doesn't matter what they say, you don't say anything back.
And we've seen that a couple of times tonight where a guy gets a foul and then he gives the ball to the other team. And, I'm not a fan of that. And I get that you're emotional about things, but just play the game.
That's a huge loss right now for Ankeny.
Yep.
And honestly, it comes down to the other end. Otten, that's not a foul. With 3 fouls, that's not a play he should be trying to make at all.
Kelling's 3, and then McCullough is whistled. And boy.
Yeah, and he turns and says something right away, and Fontana is in his face right away saying, "Don't you dare, son." That's a big advantage for them right now, having the bigs in the game, so can't risk getting them teed up. Getting heated, especially as this game gets a little bit closer.
The Ankeny fans in front of us were pretty excited about that foul. Smith. Going to have some more minutes out of Manis and Crandall. Manis has shot no good. McAleer, the rebound.
Between the two of us, we'll have his name right tonight.
McAleer or Manis?
I was thinking Manis.
Cruz 3, good. Sharon Hughes.
Oh, and Cruz is going to get teed up. He gave as he's running away, he gave a 2-finger salute right at Jordan Come. Looked right at him and gave him the 2. The shooter McGavin right at his face. Yeah, we thought the game could get like this. Fontana not happy right now at his guys. No business for that in this game.
I got to stop keeping score and just watch the game.
No, he just turned around and gave the old Shooter McGavin right at come.
And Jackson Smith misses the first technical free throw.
Everybody sees the good play. You don't need to let everybody know about it. We all saw you hit the shot.
Smith now with 10.
Substitution for the Jaguars, number 10.
So is that 3 technicals in this game?
That is the 3rd technical we've seen tonight. Yep, 2 on Ankeny, 1 on Carlson, Coach Carlson, 1 on Otten, now 1 on Cruz. And Fontana still letting him hear about it on the bench.
And Cody McCullough fouls Braxton Bayless.
It's a physical game. The guys are going to have to realize that. The officials are, especially as a foul, as a technical's bound up, they're going to call the little things because they have to keep it under control. Players need to adjust to that right now. It's nobody's fault but their own, as the emotions have kind of got the best of some of these guys. The refs, they have to do that to keep this game under control. Maybe some things that weren't being called earlier are getting called tighter now.
Just to kind of try to rein the game back in a little?
Yep, got to keep everything under control.
Bayless hits the first and the second.
And McCullough right now, he's the X. Like, having him in the game would be huge for Centennial with Otten out.
Nice drive. Van Meter takes it to the rack. What a play!
Yeah, we haven't seen that out of Van Meter at all tonight. No hesitation.
Smith almost answered with 3. He's going to get a second chance. Misses them both. Micah Johnson the rebound. Caleb Van Meter on that last play. That was sweet. He's got it again.
Yeah, gave Ankeny a little taste of their own medicine. But wow, we thought we were going to see an up-and-down game tonight. And the scoring, like you said earlier, hasn't been as much as maybe we expected. But the pace of this game, incredible. It's one of the first times being able to breathe in a half-court offense.
Peterson's 3's no good. Micah Johnson, the putback.
Johnson very subtly was just kind of able to clear out Crandall down low and gave him a wide open look after he got the rebound.
Back to a 14-point advantage. Bayless drives. Bayless is going to try to get everybody wearing white in foul trouble.
He's quick enough certainly to do it, but Johnson not really in his normal rim protecting spot right there. He had got drawn away from the basket, so he was kind of playing catch up as he went in, and Bayless a nice job just grabbing that contact.
Bayless gets a little bit of a shooter's roll.
Number 1, Jerron Cruz.
Do you think Cruz is back in too early?
No, I think he got a good talking to from Coach Fontana down there on the Centennial bench. Yeah.
Bayless misses the second. It'll stay 13-point advantage for it. And then Crandall is going to be whistled.
Crandall even something. Game sure feels a lot closer than 13 points, doesn't it?
It does. Johnson in transition. We're going to have an offensive foul, I think, on Peterson. Nobody moved, but it doesn't.
That's why.
I'm going to say Brady gave him the chicken wing.
Yeah, and you could see down low as he was battling down there with Manis. And I'm sure those guys met head-to-head on the football field a couple times as well. Peterson on the O-line, Manis at linebacker. But see, as they were battling, and Manis all of a sudden wasn't there anymore. It was only Peterson standing underneath the basket.
Nice drive. Manis blocked by McCullough. Crandall recovers. Bayless drives, and before the shot is fouled.
Really make it come from a long distance.
Ours a factor, taking it at this team for foul. He's just continued to drive and pick and drive, and if somebody's there, he'll kick it to him. Otherwise, he'll try to draw the foul. This is at least the 4th or 5th time he's been at the free throw line this quarter.
Well, and we're going to be here a long time tonight because with 2:46 right now to go in the 3rd period, each of these teams will be shooting free throws the rest of the night on their fouls.
Bayless 1 of 2.
Free throw shooting hasn't been particularly tearing the nets up, though.
No. 2.5 to play. Kelling. Back up top, Van Meter.
Man, just a battle down low between Manis and McCullough.
Bayless is slow to get up. Ooh, I think Bayless got hit somewhere. He walked up the court. Trying to hustle and save it was Matt Stukarat.
And he looked like he might have landed a little awkwardly out of bounds there too. Gets up a little gingerly, but he's back now. But I just looked a little ginger, though. It landed quite awkwardly going out of bounds.
Cruz. And sometimes when you put a different defender on a guy, it kind of messes up the timing. You don't know what his moves are going to be.
Well, and when Kelling catches it down in the corner, they're not really respecting his jump shot. We know he can shoot from the outside, but just hasn't done it down in the corner.
Kelling, his shot is no good. Crandall the board.
Yeah, Crandall up in the air a long ways.
Cruz with it. Nice crossover. Drives, gets his own rebound, goes back up and one. Bayless the chance for the three-point play. Kelling the foul. That's his third.
Bayless just continues to battle inside with those bigs. Turned into the most effective post player on the court here in the second half.
Bayless actually had a field goal there. I didn't know he could get those. And a free throw to boot.
Really turned it into more of an NBA type of game with the spacing they're playing, the one-on-one, and really forced the defense back inside. You almost wonder.
Single digits for the moment. Manis the foul. We'll shoot some free throws.
Actually, no, that was the thing that Manis thought they called it on him. They did not. They called it on Smith.
Okay.
So as soon as he turned to a number 3, because Manis thought they whistled it on him, that's why he couldn't believe the call. But it was not on him. It was Smith coming in from behind. But again, we'll just continue to shoot free throws tonight.
Russ Dempster, Johnny Getting, and Jason Seahughes in the the officials tonight. They are getting a workout. They've been to that scores table a lot. We got a timeout. Centennial, minute 27 to play. 9-point advantage here on the north side.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The Chevy Sell-Down event is going on now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 2020 Silverado Crew Trail Boss, $279 per month. New 2020 Crew RST, $11,000 off or $4,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. Eligible GM card members get an additional $1,000 off select models. Up to $6,000 off or $2,000 off plus 0% for 72 on new 2020 Equinox LTs. New Silverado LT Double Cab, $219 per month. The Chevy Sell-Down. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Centennial takes the timeout. They still have a 9-point lead, Andy Pollock, but as you said a few minutes ago, just feels a lot closer than it was at that point. It was 12.
It certainly does, and this is going to turn into a game of who can make their free throws as this game goes on tonight. And I've seen that a few times with games I've done this year where we just kind of sit at the end and watch free throws get shot over and over and over again.
Bayless picks it up. Smith drives. The rebound. Jerron Cruz to Van Meter. Oh, Van Meter thought about that three. Oh, nice grab, McCullough for 2. Micah McCullough.
That's what we're going to see the rest of the night. Just a matter of if they call foul or not when he gets in the lane. He's so good at getting in the lane.
Stukarat the foul.
Foul charge number 11, Matt Stickrat. His first, team 8.
The adjustments right now for each team is just get a stop and don't foul. And it's much easier said than done because you've got to keep You gotta keep Braxton Bayless out of the lane right now, and they just have not been able to do it. But you see the fouls will start to mount up more, and it could be turned into a game of attrition later on too. Who has guys left that can play? Already seen one get his 5 in Nolan Otten for Ankeny.
Cruz hits the free throw. He now has 10. And the second.
Substitution for the Hawks, the Jaguars, number 13, Derek Smith. Along with
Derek Smith comes in.
Carter Kester as well, making sure they don't pick up another foul for Cody McCullough before the end of the half. Notice Johnson just hanging out under the rim. He's not going to come out here at all. They're going to leave Crandall out here. Not worried about him at all right now.
So if you're Ankeny, do you take it at these new guys right now, trying to get?
It appears they're just going to hold for one.
Because you know that they may be only going to be in for the remainder of the quarter.
Another thing is the new guys don't have fouls. They have plenty of fouls to give. He traveled.
7 seconds, Cruz.
Looks like they're going to throw it deep.
And up to 7.
And that means it's fireplace season. And you need one of the gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us. Fireplace
have defeated Johnston, Dowling, and Ottumwa. We're not going to end this game. Centennial and advertised. As Micah John
hangs in the air.
Honest. He'll
ball
drive.
Back to Bayless.
15-foot, not the shot.
He got teed up. You really haven't seen him take the ball to the hole. He's been kind of passive out here.
Well, tries hitting the 3 there. That would have really opened up the volume at this one. Smith, 15-foot, no good. Back iron, Monis, come. Oof. Smith loses it. Everybody's touched the basketball but Bayless, and it's looked awkward. Bayless drives, nice move, hangs in, off the glass, good, timeout, Ankeny.
Now we know it's going to be the Braxton Bayless show.
Hawks pull it back within 9.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best.
All the more focus on Bayless.
And so far, Centennial switch up to a little bit of a zone, but I think they're content to let Bayless be the one that beats them. Just don't let somebody else be the one free in the corner if you do switch into that zone.
McAleer is blocked by Monis, 3-corner, no. Student body wanted to jump. Somebody other than Bayless gets it back in. Again, blocked by left arm. Up ahead, foul.
That time Cruz taking it at the basket. We haven't seen that for a while. Down here on the other end, Cody McCullough just, we don't keep blocks up here in the press box, but he's got a lot tonight and even more shot alterations.
13, Jordan Cum, his 3rd team night. Jerome Cruz on the line shooting 2.
Jordan Cum is one who enjoys the conversation with the Stripes. I've noticed tonight he's been talking quite a bit. I haven't asked him if he's got coaching in mind later.
Seems to be cordial conversations.
Yeah.
Which are welcome tonight, I'm sure, from some of these officials.
Cruz hits them both. Back to a 13-point lead. Biggest since midway through the 3rd period. Bayless drives, the left. He either got Kelling or Johnson. I think he got Kelling. No, Micah Johnson.
Not sure how he even gets that shot off. All the contact that he battles through there. Strength. He's not a skinny guy. I'm not sure there's any fat on him, but there's a lot of muscle on him.
Substitution for the Hawks. Number 43.
Bayless named, I believe, to the McDonald's All-American watch list.
Just no
Or
way
an
to keep him away
watch
from the
list.
basket.
Yeah. Bayless hits them both. Still a double-digit advantage. (50-39). Preston Kelling with the ball. McCullough calling for the ball, and finally a foul on Ron Mamuya.
Foul charge number 43, Ron Mamuya.
And a ton of contact as they're trying to post up down there, and they're letting that part go. But the second you catch the ball, that's when it becomes that's when they protect the guy with the basketball.
You could clearly read Cody's lips here. He was saying ball, ball,
Yep.
ball.
And he's got quite a bit of height on Mamuya, at least 6 inches.
McCullough hits them both.
Substitution for the Jags. Number 10, Caleb Van Meter.
(52-39). 5 minutes to play in this one. Game 1 of 3 for these teams this week. Tonight, tomorrow, Friday. Smith for 3.
Smith has to be careful because he just did the same thing that Cruz got called for earlier.
Smith gets his hand in, pass up ahead. Bayless catches, shoots, misses. Smith's got to be careful. Well, they let that one play. That was probably okay.
Smith's getting a little frustrated out there right now. A lot of slapping. You got to be careful because this is still very much a ball game. There he gets a steal.
Cruz was trying to leave it for Kelling. Smith, Mamuya gets him hung up. Jordan Cum, 3. McCullough rips it away. You know, McCullough, that's the difference in his game from year to year. In years past, he hasn't been as aggressive on the rebounding end. He has really upped how he goes after the ball now.
Yeah,
Micah Johnson backs it in.
Much more strength from him this year and much more aggressive.
Smith, pick and roll. Yep, Kelling picked the pocket. Kelling gets Bayless turned. Nice move.
There's that Euro step back into the lane. He kind of got Bayless. Came over to the corner.
Yeah,
little stutter, got him.
And got the Hawks to call a timeout. 56-42. Centennial starting to put a little bit of space on this one here on the north side.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our community relentlessly at service.
Stops. It's kind of been a challenge here in the fourth quarter as the Jaguars.
It's just interesting how Centennial's been able to create.
All right, you got to do this with 3, or how do you got to do this if you're Ankeny?
For Bayless, getting a little out, but ball to Bayless once.
And he's fouled by Kelling. No, Micah Johnson.
Number 42, Micah
That's
Johnson.
his third.
His third.
What they really have to focus on if you're Ankeny is getting stops at the other
Yep,
end. Because
that's
every
been the
time
key.
Bayless scores here, they cannot get a stop at the other end. They just have no answers.
Substitution to the Hawks.
21 now for Bayless.
Ryan Crandall.
A lot of free throws tonight. Another one is good. It's going to be close to that 10 count if you don't hurry. Jeez. Van Meter gets it done. Yeah, now Centennial's going to take some air out. Absolutely.
It's really hard to take the air out against Ankeny the way they pressure. Look out.
Bayless Lays it in. Got about 4 steps.
Lays it in over top of the hoop, I guess is what you'd call that.
I think that's what that was. Van Meter blocked by the rim. McCullough fouled.
Like I said before, it is just impossible to take the air out of the ball against Ankeny because they put so much pressure on the dribble. But it also creates opportunities like this where they come down, they get a layup on the other end, but that's the story of the night. Just no answer on the defensive side of the court for the Hawks. 3-point play on the other end.
Now back to a 13-point lead. And that's not what Ankeny needs. They need to score, not give it up. Now Centennial will spread the floor. Into McCullough. He's fouled. Mamuya.
Yeah, Mamuya just kind of out of position there after the ball got rotated. All he can to keep McCullough from going up and slamming that ball home. If it takes hanging on the arm, you hang on the arm.
Substitution for the Hawks, Brecken Manis.
Mamuya has battled tonight. Just his second foul, but he's really been all over the court.
Both free throws good for McCullough. 15-point advantage. Some of the fans starting to say they have seen enough.
No one's got too far a trip home tonight.
No. Manis.
Oh, look out.
McCullough and one.
Basket is good by Cody McCullough. Foul charge number 21, Brecken Manis.
Manis just making sure he couldn't put an exclamation mark on this one tonight.
Boy, yeah, fans are just boom. All of a sudden, they've seen enough. Where's that cheer? Where are you going? Game's not over.
Oh, everybody's doing it right now.
Traffic can get tough here.
More free throws.
Foul charge number 35, Cody
McCullough trying to run through the screen to get out there. Come had set the screen, and McCullough trying to get through it to get out to the corner on Manis. Just ran right over Cum.
Free throw is good by Jordan Cum.
I don't know if you have enough time left in this game to count up how many free throws have been shot tonight.
I haven't kept of the misses. Got a lot of X's here. Cum hits them both. I have his first 2 points of the game.
Did he hit a three-pointer earlier? Or
he missed it.
He missed, okay.
Well, Cody McCullough and Micah Johnson made a big impression early in this game. McCullough kind of the difference. Pressed Ankeny on Friday. Things coming out.
New things coming out, yeah.
Somebody's got some new meat, right? Or a basketball game. I didn't even look up at that one.
What game was he at tonight?
That was Dowling was playing Ames.
Okay, gotcha.
I was going to make a point earlier about, one player doing it all, and, do you just let that one player beat you and stop everybody else? Approach some teams try to take with Caitlin Clark for Dowling. But
been battling from behind
and misses. Oh, he banks it. I was watching. Sorry, Jackson. Now at 19.
Big night. A lot of that at the free throw line.
From the free throw.
From your eyes.
McCullough 1 of 2. 45 seconds to go. Bayless drives. Lays it in.
Bayless is having a huge night as well.
26. Stolen away by the Hawks.
And Crandall, I thought he was writing that thing down. He
was talking to Cruz on the way down. Cruz now with 14. 7-point advantage. Sets the three. He's fouled. by Micah Johnson, and I think that's only 4 on Micah. It's McCullough who has 5.
They've got a chance to make this a 4-point game with 18 seconds left right now. Smith knew right away when he let it go that he got fouled.
Smooth catch and release. Oof. Smith misses them both. Went off the clock.
Van Meters played very well off the bench tonight. That's only the same player we've had foul out with all the fouls we've had tonight.
Cum is trying to foul. Nobody else was. Jordan Cum didn't want this one to end yet.
Easy trip home. Now McCullough's got to come in. We have to take a.
Has he got blood?
Does he have blood too? Are they just going to let him shoot free throws? So we have to wait here with 3.9 seconds left.
Timeout.
We will have this entire gym cleared as he shoots free throws at the end.
So I've not seen Waterloo West play this year.
We'll have to talk to our sister network, the Northeast Iowa Sports Network.
The both boys and girls teams enjoying a good season this year. Boys ranked number 1 by BC Moore, Hempstead 2, Centennial 3, Dowling 4, Waukee 5, Cedar Falls, Iowa City West, and then Ankeny. So you're going to see this, if this gets to be 6, maybe 8 in the scorebook. Was it that close? 8?
This is, well, as you mentioned before, you thought it'd be a 7 to 8 point game, and that's right where we stand right now. So this has all been Ankeny coming back, though, at the end. This is the closest they got. It was in the last 30 seconds. Closest they got in the entire second half.
So now number 2 will shoot a free throw. So who was the sacrificial one? It was, oh, they don't even have 2.
Have one.
2 is an extra. So Cody McCullough hits the first.
Is he at 30 yet? Very close, huh?
25.
25, okay. Yeah, big night for the bigs.
Well, when you only shoot them one at a time. He's going to be tired just from all those free throws. Bayless put it in, and that will do it. Centennial with the sweep tonight, 69-61. Pretty exciting.
In the state, folks, you had a good treat tonight, and they'll both do well the rest of the season and at tournament time. Again, we thank you for coming out tonight.
That was a pretty exciting fourth quarter.
The rest of the season, and please,
it really was.
As these two teams shake hands.
So a couple long lines right now to shake hands through.
Yeah. You just hope everybody's getting along, and
after all the fireworks during the game, everything's good right now. A lot of respect between these two teams. Just, you know, it's almost, you know, probably taking this a little too far, but almost like brothers playing against each other. You know you can get a little chippy, and I didn't think anything got too egregious tonight. Never had any punches thrown or anything like that. It was just, you know, chippiness between a couple guys, a couple teams that know each other very, very well. But the you know, the officials stepped in right away and said we're not going to have any of that. They didn't want any of it to escalate, and that led to a lot of free throws getting taken later on throughout the game. But just no answer.
No.
You know, Bayless able to get in the lane, and, you know, a lot of good looks tonight for Ankeny, but just no answer on the defensive side of the court. Just could not get a stop. They would get, when they started getting a couple stops here at the end, when they turned on their a little more intense full court press rather than kind of the laid back full court press they had early on. We're able to get some looks out of that, so we'll see, you know, what that creates for a game plan here in 3 weeks when these teams play again.
Well, as they made the announcement on the PA, 2 of the better teams in 4A in boys basketball, and they both happen to be in the same town. You know, there's a lot to be played, and it's going to be pretty intense pretty quick, and it's going to be hard to know. This is setting you up for March because of the quick turnarounds, the intensity, and you see what everybody's got. Both of these teams pretty deep. We didn't, I mean, both of them went almost 10 deep. But there were 2 outstanding players really down low. Cody McCullough tonight, 26 points to lead all scorers. No, I take that back. He was tied. Bayless had 26 as well. So Bayless and McCullough with 26. Micah Johnson, 18. 2 for Van Meter, which was a great 2 that probably set the tone, kind of stopped an Ankeny run at that point. 14 for Jerron Cruz. For Ankeny, it was 20 Jackson Smith, Bayless 25, 2 for Jordan Cumm, 7 Brecken Monis, 4 for Crandall. Otten, no points and fouled out pretty early.
And he had to battle tonight. He's given up a lot of inches. They have Otten listed at 6'2", and he was going against a couple 6'7", 6'8" kids for Centennial. And Otten does some other nice things. He grabs a lot of rebounds, and he battles out there, but just very undersized, and he knows it. he's going to have to play huge every night, and he does a pretty good job of doing that. But tonight, we saw a couple of these situations in a game like this with the emotions. You get those fouls when you're in 90 feet away.
Johnson and McCullough, they're playing at a different top of the key.
As he 15 on in, you don't see him out taking too many threes. He around the basket as well. So just a nice game.
Was 4-0, then 4-4, and then the biggest lead Centennial had in this contest was basically, it wasn't the end, but it was 15, close to the end, and then all of a sudden it was 7 points, and that's the way it goes. All right, thank you, Andy Pollock. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Good to be seen, good to be heard. Thank you for listening tonight. That's it. Centennial wins both games tonight. The girls, 57-29 winners over Ankeny. And Ankeny Centennial wins the boys contest 69-61. For the crew here, ISN.TV, this is Paul Yeager.